Hi, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, I've been busy. I have actually tried to do a react a couple of times, and for some reason, StreamYard was just acting up. And then when I tried to download the react, it just wasn't taking to my computer. So, I've been trying to do some reacts for y'all, but my computer and StreamYard just aren't talking well to each other. So, I'm trying again. So, what are we doing today? Well, Foodie's been busy and yet not busy. She's been doing live streams in the morning, although they're really not worth anything, to be honest. She just comes on camera looking very high, blank faced, really not saying much. What she's saying is of no value. And I have to tell y'all something like today, I experienced something regarding Foodie Beauty that I've never experienced. I went online to see if anybody was sniping her. I was just checking. No one was sniping Foodie during her life, and I mean nobody. That has to be a girl world first. I have never seen that. Chantal going live, and absolutely no one was live sniping her. And I don't blame the React channels. I don't blame them at all. I mean, if there's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to talk about. It's been really bad. For the people who do go live, God bless them. Man, trying to make magic and wave a magic wand over Foodie's content and make it interesting, it's getting really, really hard. So I don't blame the React channels at all for not sniping her. The feeling that I'm getting now in the community is a lot of people are just like, when she goes live, they kind of like poke their head around the corner, see if there's anything of interest. And if there isn't, they just leave it alone. Again, I don't blame them. So the one I'm reacting to today is not the one she did just a couple of hours ago. It's the live that she did when she was essentially at Walmart and she was at the mall. We found out later she was at the mall, but she was at Walmart. She was acting like she was shopping, but she really wasn't shopping. She wasn't there for any particular purpose. She really wasn't buying anything. She was riding around on a scooter. She put things in the basket, but she didn't buy anything. The scooter actually ran out of power within like 15, 20 minutes of her being on it, which tells me that she was way over the weight limit. And what did Foodie do? She just left the dead scooter and all of the items in the basket and decided to leave and go to a food court. And here's another interesting thing. She went to the food court and she didn't order any food. Now, here's where my mind is going. I understand that when a person is sad, when they're depressed, that you lose your appetite. I've had it happen to me. Happened to me a long time ago. I couldn't eat for the longest and I lost weight. And I wasn't even trying to do that. So I get that. I get the fact that she's not been well. She's been sick. She's going through it right now, and that might be decreasing her appetite. But that was another first. for Foodie to be at the mall, be surrounded by food, go to a food court, and not eat a doggone thing. I don't know if that was depression and sadness, or was it because of lack of money? Like, she is so tight on money right now that she knows she can't splurge on the fast food. The jury's still out on that one. But I want to sit in and react to her live. There's a whole lot of stuff on Twitter that I'd like to show you. So we need to get started because there is a lot of stuff. So you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. So it's time for the Twitter peeps, and I got the queen right here next to me. She got spoiled today. Like, I did some grocery shopping, some Postmates order, and most of the stuff was for her. I got her moist cat food, her dry cat food, her cat litter, all that stuff. Yes, I did. And she's right here now. So she might make an appearance in a few minutes because she's like, Mom. And I'm like, what? I don't know what she wants. She probably wants my attention, or she wants me to take a nap. She's an old lady like her mom. She wants to take a nap. It's okay. We'll nap later, booger. We'll nap later. I promise. Okay. So for those of you that are on Twitter that you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, that's why I do the peeps. That way you guys can keep up with all the news and the gossip, and you even get to see some cool stuff that I find while I do these reacts, like animal stuff. Okay, first post is from the Tone Knob, saying Foodie Beauty had a strong impulse to leave the Middle East and return to all the things she loves in Canada, despite her saying she hated her life in Canada for years. And now reality has smacked her right in the gullet. Watching her cry in the food court was the highlight of my day. So Foodie was at the Waá-Mart, and she was miserable the whole time. And you would think that after being in the Middle East, being in a place where there are food shortages, there are shortages of all kinds, seeing the hardship of the people there, that her coming back to Canada, it would give her a newfound sense of gratitude of all the conveniences and the luxuries and how much easier things are. Not Foodie. Imagine grumbling about your life after other people have given you $10,000 to go home, having the nerve to complain about your life, saying how miserable she was. That's what she did. She sure did. Flashing Pondu says, I love that she uses her audience as her friends, money donators, therapists, doctors, and enablers. As a YouTuber, it's Chantal's job to provide entertainment and then get paid for it. But begging for 10K just to sit in silence staring into her phone is not entertainment. No, it isn't entertainment. It really isn't. And can I just take a moment to say something about her, if it's okay? Chantal keeps saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. She keeps saying to everyone, I don't have a purpose in life, right? That's what she says. I don't have a purpose. I need a purpose. Now, those of us who have been watching Chantal for a long time, then we all know, we're very familiar with the fact that she looks to men for validation. She looks for that male validation. I feel that male validation is her purpose. She's made it her purpose. She's got the mindset of a woman truly isn't a woman. A woman is not complete, and she can't truly be happy unless she's with a man. She looks at being single as the worst kind of purgatory. Or if you are a single woman, then you have less value than a woman who's, say, in a relationship or married. You remember how she used to come to us and say, where's your husband? as if being married gives her a sort of higher status over other women. Well, because she looks at men and male validation as purpose, now that there's no men in her life, she's lost her purpose. She has no purpose. No man, no purpose. And that's why she's a mess right now. As long as there was a man in the picture that she could focus on, spend money on, control, manipulate, lie to, gaslight, she had a purpose. But now she doesn't have one. And she's lost. And I think the universe is trying to come through and say, all these years, you put your focus in the wrong place. Your purpose should have been you, not somebody else. You got to put you first. And she's being forced to look at herself, to focus on herself. She can't use men and their attention as a distraction. Now there's nothing to really distract her. Anymore, her routine is she doesn't really do anything with her day. She just stays up all night till wee hours of the morning, probably texting Salah and driving him batty. Then she'll briefly do a live stream because she's lonely. After she does the live stream, she takes a long nap and she might be back that evening. And it's essentially, that is her routine. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't go anywhere. She's not trying to find happiness or stability. She's just waiting for something to happen. On a side note, speaking about Salah and the situation that happened in the Middle East, remember when Chantal told us that she signed some paperwork before she left? I'll bet any amount of money that what she signed was not divorce papers. I bet dimes to donuts that what she signed was a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. She got mad when she was signing it. There were other people there, as if somebody had to be the notary. And isn't it funny that Salah's dad came to Syria after Chantal was gone, almost like dad was there for a purpose, like maybe he was there to pick up the paperwork and take it back to Kuwait to make it official, make it legal binding. I bet it was some kind of MDA, wasn't it, Chantal? And that's why you're not talking about Salah. It stopped you from talking about him. Some kind of legal binding document that said you can't say a word about him. Because your behavior these days is very unlike you. Maybe you sign a piece of paper and you know you can't talk about him. You want to talk about him. You know that people are interested. You know that would make you a lot of money, but there is obviously something stopping you. And I'm wondering if that also ties into your party favor use. You want to talk about him, you're upset, but to stop yourself from breaking down and doing so, you have to be really, really, really high. So was it divorce papers or was it an NDA? A legal binding document that says you can't say a word? And you're holding it all in. You're trying to hold it all back. But I wonder, paper or not, if you're going to say something at some point. Mrs. Flupa Booty says Pete said yesterday that he's going to move in with her in the new year and visit her next week. So she can stop her "I'm so lonely" crap and get things ready for her new roomie. I hope someone points that out. About that, here are my thoughts. I have heard that Pete's mother has been in his ear, telling him not to move in with Chantal. And I also feel over the course of time that Pete has changed just a little bit. The Pete of the past would have been moving in with her immediately. But I feel like there's something inside of him that's kind of shifted around. That he's being much more cautious. He's not moving in with her right away. He's saying, I'm not going to do it until the first of the year. So there's half a month left. This is November. There is next month. So there's a month and a half left before he moves in. My thinking is, I think that Pete is basically, in a way, putting Chantal on a sort of silent probation, meaning he's not sure about her, not sure about her finances, and he might be waiting until the first of the year because he wants to see how things go with her. If she can hold it together enough to pay the rent and pay the bills. I don't know if he's going to move in and pay half the bills and half the rent, but he's waiting to see if she is financially stable enough that she can maintain an apartment for about 2 months before he goes and he makes the jump himself. And I think that's smart thinking. My opinion, I don't think Chantal is going to make it that long. And this is not me wishing for her to be on the street. It's just that she is so out of control and so impulsive with her spending. Is she going to get a YouTube paycheck on the 22nd? Yeah. Can she spend it all in a week or two? Yeah. So I don't know if she's going to have the rent money on the first. I don't know. She may get the check, go to the dispensary. Half the check goes to the dispensary, the other half for food. Next thing you know, she's broke, going to the Beezers and asking them for more money, and they won't have it. And then what? But at least Pete's is being smart enough to say, I'm gonna hold off. I'm not gonna jump in the pool. I'll dip my toe in to see how the water feels. He might go see Chantal, hear and see some things, and that might also cement his decision to not be around her. If he sees that she's out of control, that she's worse than she's ever been, then he might change his mind about moving in on the first. But we'll see, won't we? Tara Lee says, if you're even the slightest bit dealing with depression, please pass on watching Foodie Beauty for your own mental health. Look for positive content because this is definitely not it. Yeah. I feel a lot of people have lost interest in watching Foodie. It's not just because it's boring. It's because of how depressing her content is. It's just she's high, she's depressed, and this is the holiday season. A lot of people go through depression anyway during the holiday season. There's a lot of sadness that goes around. There's a lot of people that don't have families or are alone, or maybe they just feeling a case of the blues. And watching Foodie is not going to make that situation any better. So I actually agree with Tara that if you're feeling depressed, maybe holding off from watching Foodie might be a good idea. All right. Now, this is some happy content. What do we have here? Nature is amazing. We have this wonderful happy dog playing with these, is it emus? And they're obviously having a great time together. If the emus were scared, they'd be running away from the dog, but they are actively engaging with the dog. They're all playing like catch and tag with each other, having a blast. So that's some content that'll make you happy. The pupper's having a good time. He's got friends. Look, it's got friends. None of them were attacking each other. They're all just playing chase, being playful. Sassy Cat says, when it comes to being pathetic and depressing, Foodie Beauty is breaking records. Well, she broke one today. She went live and not a single reactor was sniping her. And again, I have never seen that. Never. That's a first. Tired AF says, quote, I'm not going to talk about anything to do with Salah right now. Just spill it. You'll feel better. Yes, she will. And if she's taking chemicals to stop herself from saying anything, Once she lets it all go, she'll feel better. She won't have to get high like she is. MM says Cutie used her supporters and scammed them out of thousands to try to get Salah to choose her over his family. She wants to be the center of Salah's universe. And when the scheme didn't work, she lost her mind as usual. Yeah, like Chantal, I don't know what you're waiting on. I know what you want. You want Salah to call you, text you, and say, I miss you so much. Come back. He doesn't want you back. He's living his life. He's around his family. He's happy. And it's not his job to keep you happy. You were just an employer. You paid him money to do certain jobs. He did those jobs. You guys had some sort of agreement or contract. The contract is over. You got your feelings all caught up in a business arrangement. And you got to unstick yourself from that. Because you're the one who deluded yourself into thinking that he actually loved you. No, he didn't. He was just playing a part for money. And then the play is over and it's time to walk off stage and go live your life. And you don't want to. You want the play to continue because you actually believed it was real and it never was. Tweety says, the woe is me Chantal feels so fake and sympathy feels impossible as she has no genuine feelings. All she is doing is trying to manipulate her way back into Salah's family home just to be served hand and foot and not have to worry about administration. Yes, she's that simple. Well, when people ask her, like, what exactly are you missing about Salah? The first thing out of her mouth is, I miss being a passenger princess. So she wants to be waited on hand and foot. She wants to be able to plop herself down in a room where she's not paying rent and have someone function as a maid, a caretaker, an Uber driver, food delivery person. She wants all that. She wants someone to be her servant. It's not about someone being her partner or her boyfriend or her husband. She wants someone to wait hand and foot on her. And nobody wants to. He did it for a certain amount of time. He got paid for it. But then it was decided, you got to go back to Canada. And now she doesn't have anybody to wait on her, and she's pouting about it. Mo Translate says she left the scooter and all the stuff in it. Florida Salt and Sass says, why not? She would drive off from drive-thrus after ordering like a butthole too. Yeah, that happened. For those who were not around during Crackhead Olympics, Chantal would do that. She would go through drive-thrus, order food, and drive off without paying. Also, to add to that, she was also very guilty on more than one occasion of ordering from, say, Postmates or Uber Eats. She would order a big meal, eat it on live cam with everybody watching, eat most of the food, and then ask for a refund. And there'd be nothing wrong with the food. She was just basically scamming the restaurant out of a free meal. She did that a lot, and she was pretty proud of herself for acting that way, and that's just thievery. Yeah. Yeah. Always looking for a way to scam other people. But let's watch the clip.
No, I just left. I just left all this stuff. Thank you.
And can I just ask something while it's still on my mind? Chantal, watching you these last few days, you've been mentioning that you're not eating. You also said before that you bought $300 in pet supplies. You're all about that life right now, showing off your hauls. Why don't you show off the haul of pet supplies? Because I don't believe you. I don't believe you'd spend $300 on an animal. You'd spend it on yourself, but you wouldn't spend it on an animal. Where's the pet haul? I don't think that you're buying the kitten dry cat food, moist cat food, cat litter. Since you're all about that life of show and tell, why don't you show us all of that stuff? I'm very interested to see if you've got stuff for the cat. Do you have anything? Anything at all? I did a pet haul today. I got a bag of dry cat food. I got Booger's favorite moist food. I got some cat litter. Got some stuff. All that I've seen you feed that kitten and is those doggone cat treats. And that's what you did to BBJ and Sam. You wouldn't feed them regular cat food. You would feed them cat treats. Also, I've noticed the cat is coming up to you a lot. And that is something that I also remember from Crackhead Olympics. That BBJ and Sam would get so hungry, they'd be all over you, on top of the counters, on top of the refrigerator, looking for food. They resorted to eating food leftovers on the floor because you weren't feeding them. So what's scaring me is you're not eating yourself. So if you're not buying food for yourself, allegedly, are you buying food for that kitten? I want to see some proof. Can you please provide some proof that you're feeding that baby something other than cat treats? Cat treats all the time are not good. People have told you this. Feed that baby some actual food.
No, I just left. I just left all this stuff. Thank you.
And there's no excuse. If she comes online later and says, I don't have cat food, I don't have cat litter, blah, 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 going to her Beezers and saying, I ran out of pet supplies. Remember this stream, Beezers. She was just at the mall. She was just at Walmart. There's places all over to get cat food. And if you forget to get the cat food and the cat supplies at Walmart and the mall, hello, Postmates. They're fantastic. They'll deliver stuff for you. Don't feel sympathy for her. She's like, oh, I ran out of cat supplies. Somebody please send me some money on PayPal, because she was just there. She said she took an Uber to the mall. I don't know how close the mall is to where she lives, but if it was, say, $15, $20 for a ride, which wouldn't surprise me, that's enough to get cat food. That's enough to get a bag of dry cat food and some moist cat food and have some left over. So you better be feeding that baby, Foodie. You just better be doing it. Cowboy Dog says, crying in a mall food court over a marriage scammer who nonstop cheated on you. Girl, if you don't order some teriyaki chicken. Nature is Amazing says, 16-year-old tortoise mom and her 1-month-old baby. Oh, look. Look at the turtles. You got mom turtle. You got baby turtle. You got me and mini me. And mama turtle's being so gentle with baby. Look. That is the sweetest thing. Mama's looking after baby. Kelly says she's having a good time spending other people's money. Well, I think that money is just about all spent out. We're getting close to payday. We're down, what? We got another week? 7 days. 7 days. And Chantal, you're right on time. You're still stuck in old patterns. You got a lot of money, you'll blow through all the money. And then a week before payday, you got barely anything left. And you're literally just sitting and waiting for the payday from YouTube to arrive. So you can go out and spend some more money. But I think the other people's money, it's all spent away. I don't think she has much left. Crab Sign says, quote, I just want to be the center of someone's world. If that's not obvious that Salah always had a cousin wife and kids he has to give attention to, then I don't know what else would. I'll die on that hill till proven otherwise. Mug Translate says she's miserable and she wants to go back to Syria. Huh, let's watch the clips.
If I want to be happy, take me to juice.
Okay.
If I want to be happy. happy. Take me to juice.
Interesting. I want to be happy. Take me to juice. She didn't say take me back to Salah. She said take me to juice. But I thought it was Salah that you were missing. Are you mad at him, Chantal? Has he not responded to you? Why did you not say take me back to Salah? Why did you say take me back to Julia?
Make yourself and us happy. I guess, hey?
All right, what's the next clip?
I don't even feel like eating or drinking. I don't even feel like eating or drinking.
Yeah, and that's not like Foodie. Like, again, I acknowledge that she's distressed, she's sad, she's upset. And when you really get upset, it's hard to eat. You can get so upset, so heartbroken, so sad that it takes away your appetite. But it's so hard to tell with her. She stays high 24/7. And Chantal, I think you're taking more than one type of party favor. I don't know if you're taking something off the street or if you're taking over the counter stuff. I think it might be a mixture of both. And because you're doing different things, it's hard to nail down exactly what you're on. Maybe that's on purpose. Maybe you don't want people to figure out what you're doing, or because you're running low on money, you're having to mix things up just to stay comfortably numb. Because you are high, it's hard to see what's really going on. If it's sadness, is it party favors? But you going to a food court and not eating, that's very unusual.
I don't even feel like eating or drinking.
And another thing, people were wondering, why did she go to the mall at all? What was the purpose of this visit? There are theories. There's one theory that I'm kind of agreeing with, and it's the theory of Carefree, who's been in Chantal's chat. Carefree offered to pay for 2 weeks of a car rental. But after seeing Chantal high as balls, Carefree came back and said, I don't feel comfortable paying for a car rental for you, because what if something happens if you get behind the wheel high? So here's the theory. Chantal maybe went to the mall in a way to show Carefree, look, I can be out and about and be sober or somewhat sober, although she's still a little bit high here. You know, she took something to take the edge off, but it just wasn't too much to keep her at home. So this might be her out and about. Her subs have been complaining that the content is boring. She's nothing but high anymore. And this is a way to kind of calm things down and keep people from leaving her channel, but also to silently appeal to Carefree to pay for the car rental. Carefree did come back and say that she would, if Chantal maintained, just being somewhat normal. But I think part of this was for grifting purposes, to quiet her subs and also try to do what she can to get Carefree to pay for her car rental. Okay, what's the next clip?
I just want to be the center of someone's world.
You want to be the center of someone's world. Do you know how suffocating that sounds? I want to be the center of someone's world. You ask too much. Chantal, you're 41, almost 42. You do realize that most adults have things to do, right? They have jobs, they have families, they have friends, they have social circles, they have hobbies, they have interests. There are many things in life that they want to partake in and enjoy. And because they do, they want to have a nice, full life. They can't make someone the center of their world because there's many different components in that world that they have to take care of. You are suffocating. You're asking too much. You expect the person that you're with or that you want to be with to have absolutely no life and to be there with you 24/7. To just sit by your side and watch movies, and that is their idea of bliss. There might be somebody in this world that may be blissful in that way, but you're never going to find that person as long as you're unhappy with yourself. You're just not going to find them. The universe is poking at you and saying it's time to work on you. And it's time to find validation in things other than men and male attention. If men and male attention was your purpose, it's time to change your purpose and make the purpose yourself.
I just want to be the center of someone's world.
You're not getting it, Foodie. You had Natter. You had Salah. Shut up. I'm not
Make
the
yourself and
quiet, quiet, quiet.
if I want to be that's happy.
Okay, let's get
guess,
past this. My computer is beezing. Quit it. Chantal, you had Natter, you had Salah. You wanted to be the center of both their worlds. You were too much. You were a burden. You were suffocating. You wore them both
If I
out.
want to be happy, take me to
Why does this thing keep turning on? Stop it.
juice.
My computer is trolling me. Okay, let's move on.
Make your
Quiet. There we go. That's better. You wore out your family. You wore out Natter. You wore out Salah. You wore out Peach. You wear everybody out. All right, moving on to Dee Dee's fault, saying, "Are they flirting with Cutie?" McDonald's did a tweet saying, "Sorry if this is rage bait." Relish on a burger? Chantal, are you tweeting at McDonald's? Are they trolling you? I don't know. That's just funny. Lilu Ginger Witch says, quote, "I came back to what? At least his family cared for me." Well, confirmation her family isn't tolerating her crap right now. I mean, that's your fault, Cutie. Treat people as disposable and they will do the same. What a despicable creature you are. So, yeah, she made that comment. At least his family cared for me. Well, your family cared about you. They still care about you. It's just that they refuse to damage themselves for your sake. You're acting like a child when it comes to your family. All you care about is what you want. And you feel that if you don't get what you want from people around you, you get angry, you lash out, you throw a hissy fit. I feel that your mom helped you the last time you were in Canada, helped you get into that apartment. You screwed your mom over. After that, your mom washed her hands of you, said, "No more. I'm not going to give any more money. I'm not going to let her into my house and make a mess of my house and cause all kinds of chaos." And I understand that if somebody is out of control, they're in chaos, you don't want that energy around you. I don't care who it is. You don't want it around you. If you are around a destructive person and you know they're destructive and you want to maintain your peace and quiet and solitude, you push that chaos and destruction far away from yourself to maintain your own sense of peace. How many times have you said, I just want peace. Well, guess what? Your mom wants the same. She wants peace. She wants to be left alone in peace. Her and your stepdad. And they know you. That if you got all up in that house, sleeping on the couch, you'll be a ball of chaos all the time. And honestly, it's freaking ridiculous, Chantal, that you're almost 42 years old and you're getting mad at your mother and your stepdad because they won't let you flop on the couch like a teenager for days on end. You're getting mad at them for not financially supporting you and helping you, even though you're the irresponsible one, and your Beezers gave you $10,000 to come back. And look, you've already blown through all the money. It's gone. On shopping hauls, on fast food, on party favors. You are proving to your mother and your stepdad, this is why we don't let her in the house. This is exactly why. She has not changed. She is not stable. They don't want that instability around them. It's not fair. You're just mad because you're a bull in a china shop and other people are closing up their shops and saying, we don't want you in here to destroy what we built. You can't get mad at people for protecting themselves. Alex's Shook says, Foodie Beauty is really getting everything she deserves and more. It's absolutely fabulous and couldn't have happened to a more deserving person. Congratulations, Chantal. Well, Chantal had to know this day would come eventually. And I have no sympathy for her because she had plenty of time to prepare. She had 3 years in the Middle East where she could have gotten her bankruptcy taken care of, would no longer be a problem. Maybe some of her debts. She was making good money in Kuwait. Sure was. Plus, on top of Kuwait, when she went back to Syria, girlfriend wasn't paying rent for 3 months. Think about the rest of us. They have to pay rent. Hello? We got to pay what? $1,200, $1,500, $1,000, $2,000 a month. She was over there paying no rent, just personal expenses, and still getting the checks from YouTube. So what is that? If she was getting what? I'm going to be generous, like $3,000 a month from YouTube, not paying rent, just paying for her food and expenses. How much is that? Just from that? For 3 months? $9,000? On top of what the Beezers gave her? If they gave her 10 grand, that's almost 20 grand. And that's not enough to come back to Canada and get herself started? And that's not even counting the other stuff that she did. She had plenty of time to prepare. Plenty. But she was busy playing house with Salah. Thinking he was forever going to keep going. But the signs that he was getting tired of her were all the way there. She just didn't want to acknowledge it. And now she's in Canada. And either she can't talk about him, maybe she signed an NDA, or she's still holding on to the hope that she can go back at some point, so she's behaving herself. I don't know which one is the case here. But Chantal, you're coming on camera, you're a mess, and you're high. And I'm sure that he keeps an eye on you. And I don't think that he's going to look at you and say, yeah, I want her back this way. I don't think it's going to be very appealing. If anything, he's going to look at you and go, I am so glad I sent her home. Because she's helpless and she's hopeless. She doesn't want to learn to take care of herself. She's not independent. She's nothing but a great big burden. You are proving to him that it was a good idea to let you go versus keep you around. Okay. Farrah Fiasco says she's talking about Nader here, not Salah. I know there was some confusion. So let's watch the clip.
His permanent residency? No, he who shall not be named did not use me for papers because he lost his papers because of his own accord.
Okay, we got to start that over again. I'm sorry. I didn't turn the volume up. My apologies.
No, he who shall not be named did not use me for papers because he lost his papers because of his own accord. He had his permanent residency and he lost it because he's a fucking criminal. That's
So she's talking about Nader. Interesting that she's talking about Nader. Couple things about that. Here are my thoughts. First of all, Chantal, how would you know that Nader lost his residency? It's not as if that's public knowledge, like it's in an article or something. So, how exactly would you know that he lost his residency unless you talk to him? And why would you be talking to Nader? Aren't you supposed to be not talking to him? So let's look at this from two angles. Either A, you're lying. Rule number one, Chantal lies, and it's not nice to lie to people. Or door number two, you aren't lying. You have talked to him, or perhaps even Dee Dee, and you shouldn't be talking to them. And that in itself is bad. So either way you go, you look bad. You're either a liar or you are telling on yourself that you've talked to Nader and you're letting this out in a live stream. And that might be another reason why Foodie is distressed, y'all. Because all in one shot, she lost both her sugar babies. Salah doesn't want anything to do with her. Nader's lost his residency and probably doesn't want to talk to her. She doesn't have a car to go see him, so she feels very lost right now. But that was an interesting clip. Tweet T says, quote, I miss the hijab, honestly, not just for my hair. Heavy sigh. Yes, we know, for the chins as well. And I think it's another thing making her happy. When she took off the hijab, took off the abaya, people can really see what she looks like. And Chantal's not very confident with her appearance. And when she was wearing the hijab and the abaya, it made her feel better, knowing that she could cover things up and now she can't. Enigma 2025 says, that's so messed up. She packs a cart full or half full, then just leaves it for the workers to put it all back. She didn't buy any of it and just left the store just to come back to cry and stare again at her phone for sympathy. So here's Chantal in the doggone store.
I don't know. It's like dead. I can't bring it back. I'm going to need a huge battery.
Yeah, Chantal talked about that idea of I need a scooter. And she wanted to get one of the cheaper scooters. She wanted someone to send her $3,500 for a scooter. And I don't know what brand of scooter Waaa-Mart has. I'm sure they're pretty heavy duty, right? They're not cheap because they get used a lot. So here's a Waaa-Mart scooter. I'm sure it's a bit more expensive, certainly more than $1,500. When Chantal got on the scooter, it was at like 2/3 charged up. Within 15, 20 minutes, that battery was dead, which tells me something, that she was way over the weight limit. The weight limit on those scooters is 350 pounds. Chantal's rocking about 550. And when you're way over the weight limit, the engine has to work harder and the battery is going to get drained a lot faster. So she drained the battery within 20 minutes.
Okay, I'll be right back.
And it's funny that she says she needs a scooter. When she was in the Middle East, when she was in Syria, she could walk just fine. But she's using a scooter in Walmart. Okay. But maybe that was another wake up call. She's been deluding herself into thinking I'm 350 pounds. Obviously, you're not. You drained a doggone scooter. So maybe the scooter idea is not going to work out for you.
Hello.
And Chantal, can you please stop it? Can you please stop coming on stream looking sad, looking pathetic, and expecting super chats to roll in and PayPal donations to show up because it's not working? Stop with the sad fishing. You keep walking up to the Beezer pool with your fishing line, with your net, tossing it in, hoping to pull some money out, and you're getting nothing. You need to get it through your head. People are not going to give you money. They have no reason to give you money. It's the holiday season. Hello, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and so is Christmas, and so is New Year's. The big three are coming up. Money is tight right now. I know you don't pay attention to current events in the world, but let me give you a brief snapshot. A lot of people are getting their hours cut. A lot of people are getting laid off. A lot of people getting their benefits cut off as well. A lot of food insecurity, a lot of money insecurity going on right now. People are helping each other out, but also barely holding on. And you have the nerve to ask for other people's money after they've given you so much. You want money? Feel blessed. Feel very blessed that you're in a position where you have a sort of job where you can still get paid. You don't have to worry about being laid off unless you break the rules. You can make a lot of money. You just have to apply yourself. You need to stop feeling entitled to other people's money. Other people need that money. Stop being a brat.
No, I just left. I just left all this stuff.
And another thing. So I have also gathered, and thank you, Twitter peeps, that in that mall, there's a dispensary. Did you go to the dispensary, Chantal? Is that the reason why you went? To go to the dispensary? You don't want to talk about that, do you? That in that mall, in that same area, is a dispensary. Is that why you really went?
Thank you. Thanks, Tracy.
Moving on. Ghost Crap says, so Chantal thinks it's normal to text your ex-husband every minute of the day. Can't wait until she realizes he's not coming around and is threatening him. We are going to get more tea on him, and it will be hot tea. I don't know if we're ever going to get it, though. We've been waiting. We know it's the potential's there. I have to wonder, honestly, if Chantal, she knows we're waiting on her to spill tea, and she's making us wait. Or if it's just a case of she's really not making anybody wait. She's just, comfortably numb, doesn't care, trying to keep her mouth shut because she wants to go back to Salah, and she knows the moment she opens her mouth, the bridge is completely burned. Chantal, get the memo. The bridge is burned. He doesn't want you back. You can't go back. I don't know if you signed an NDA, and that's why you're not talking. But if you didn't, and the reason why you're staying quiet is because in your mind you still haven't moved on, it's time to move on. You've only got the rest of this month and next month to make the most money you're probably going to make for the rest of the year. October, November, December are the highest paying months of the year for YouTubers. That's when the AdSense is at its highest, and you are blowing it. You are spending more money than you're making. Much more. It's time to open the vault, I think. Unless you don't want to. I mean, it's your channel. Do what you want. But it's just stupid. If you need money, you know how to make money, girl. You know how to make it. You know what we want to hear. Get to work. Kelly says, you made the choice to come back. You even had a month and a half to change your mind. I just have no sympathy for your tears. And to be honest, I'm sick of hearing your sob story. I second that. Let's watch.
I don't even feel like I'm in the same life. Like, I'm trying so hard. Like, I'm always gonna cry when I talk. But I know I have no hair. I feel very weird. Like 3 years I've been living a life that I just wanted to get out of, you know. So I've been working hard to do that.
You've not been working hard. You got an apartment. You maybe got a blow up bed and some supplies, and that's it. I bet you haven't spent money to really make it a cozy home for yourself. You don't want to, because even though you're in the apartment, you don't consider that place your home. And even though you have a kitten, you're not really attaching yourself to the kitten and taking good care of it. It's like there's a part of you ready to go back to Salah. You want to go back there. You want to run back to your playpen with your security blanket, Salah, and your binky. You want someone else to take care of you. Chantal, you are not a child. You are a grown adult. You played house with a man who didn't love you for 3 years. You played pretend. But it's time for that to be over. He's moving on. Get it through your head that play is over. The moment you got on the plane, the curtain came up. You understand? It's over.
Sabotage relationship. Just
There was no relationship. It was a situationship.
not live my life fully. So then I do everything to get here, and now I'm just like, is this just because I'm like, it's just because it's new?
Yeah, new is scary. I'll concede with you there. If you're in a certain place and there are certain things going on, you can get comfortable. And when you start something new, the unfamiliar can feel a bit scary. For a while, you're going to feel very discombobulated. It's going to feel weird because there's a part of you that is still back where you once were. You haven't really made the shift. You really haven't gotten your sea legs yet. You know, just you you got to let it happen. You've got to accept the reality of, this is my reality now. That was my reality then, but this is my reality now, and just let this shift happen. The thing is, I don't think you want it to happen. I think you're keeping yourself under the influence to deny it from happening, because you want that fantasy world back. It ain't coming back. Bad Seed says, Foodie Beauty, how does Chantal know that Natter lost his status in Canada? Has she been in contact with him? I bet she has. Nature is amazing. You telling me these things square up to lions? So for those who are wondering, what are those things? Those are honey badgers. And honey badgers are tough. They will square up to lions. They'll square up to creatures 10 times their size. They're very fierce. They're very playful. And they're also very, 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 very intelligent animals. And they can be rascals. Look. Honey badgers don't give an F. They are mischievous. Look, look, look. Obviously, they know the man. They know him very well. Maybe he raised them up from babies, but you can tell they're a handful. Honey badgers can be a handful. Persevi says it's funny because one, it's her, and two, she was so cocky for so long, saying crap like, "Where's your husband? Where's your new car? Where's your seaside condo?" And now look, sitting alone, crying in a food court, afraid to eat because you'll crap yourself on the bus ride home. Isn't it funny how all things come back around? The energy you put out into the universe will come back to you at some point. What seeds you plant, you will also have to harvest. Chantal is reaping a bitter, toxic harvest. And that's because she planted bad seeds to begin with. Ron says, how many times did she go to the mall in Kuwait? Delusion. Nana Spike T says, Foodie Beauty's misery is exactly what she deserves, especially when she showed her vileness towards mothers who lost their children so senselessly. Keep crying for a life you will never have. And I don't know if I could show this clip because she was drunk that night. She was playing music. And just this was during the infamous Pumped Up Kicks stream when she was doing the finger guns and basically making fun of this school tragedy. So we'll just skip that for now. Wonder Mom says, this is for everybody questioning if Foodie Beauty is having to deal with the consequences for her choices. No Bueno says, you're absolutely right, Chantal. Welcome to your future. Love that for you. Let's play the clip.
Here's me. This is my future. My lovely future. We're on the long road.
Why is she bringing up the long road? She's in Walmart. Why is she bringing up the long road? You've got Natter on your mind, don't you? You must have him on your mind to say something like that.
Probably gonna say that I can't film in here any minute. Ma'am? Here.
Talking about the long road in Walmart. Really? And the nerve of her complaining about, this is my life. I'm on a scooter at Walmart shopping when you just came from Syria and you saw how things were there. This tells me that while you were there, and despite all the things you saw and the people you talked to, you learned nothing and you did not change at all. Rampage says, apparently, Pete's mom told him not to move in with her. Well, I hope he listens to mom. I really do. What else we got here? What do we got? Uh-oh. Moon Goddess Tarot says, watch out, Salah. I've seen this play out before. So, Annie Wilkes in Misery and Chantal. I can see the resemblance. Meow Meow says, someone is realizing that the crap she used to do years ago isn't that funny anymore at her big age and weight. So they're right. Because Foodie in Walmart on the scooter, this is something that she's done before. There was a live stream long ago where she was, I guess, in a Walmart or a Costco and on a scooter, and that poor scooter was screaming for its life. And I don't know if she thought maybe she was playing into people's nostalgia by doing this, or like a callback to that time by kind of repeating the same thing, but it didn't hit the same, Foodie. Sorry. Ghost Crab says, if it were possible, Chantal would be over at Salah's terrorizing him to open the door. All could she do now is text and call. I bet telling everybody how often Salah cheated and calling him family inbreeds did not help her case here. Yep. And here's another clip from Chantal.
I mean, like, why would he be cruel? Like, did you actually ever care about me if, like, I message you and tell you over and over that I'm struggling and you don't even care enough to answer that?
And we've heard this before. This was Chantal when she was seeing Natter. She would blow up his phone, send him multiple messages. If he didn't respond, she would look at that as disrespect, that she's calling 20 times, texting 20 times, and he's not picking up. Doing the same thing to Salah, even though he has no obligation to answer her. They are not in a relationship. It's over. But Chantal's got this way of thinking that even though it's over, you should still treat me as if I matter to you. You're still obligated to me. That's not how it works, Chantal. He's got his family. He's with his family. I don't know what's going on, but whatever there was between you, it's over. He wants nothing to do with you. But we all thought that she was sending Salah messages over and over, and she just confirmed it. That when she's not on camera, she's blowing up his phone. And I hope that we get a bit of a meltdown when Salah gets sick to death of getting constant messages from her and decides, you know what? I'm just going to take out the doggone SIM card and do a factory reset on the phone. And that way she can't contact me no more. And that way I can have my phone on in case of emergencies for friends and family and not have to worry about phone calls and text messages from her at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I hope we get that day real soon.
Like, silly. Even when I feel better, what the hell am I gonna do? Go to a museum?
I'm trying to find a clip on here. And here we are. Coffee Drinker says, Foodie Beauty, listen to yourself. Acadia Strong says, the memories. So we need some we need some context. Here's the context. The clip you're about to see is Chantal raging at her chat because the chat is raging at her. This particular night, Pizza's cat, Timbit, passed away. Chantal could have stayed at the house with him to give him comfort for just one night. Chantal did not want to stay with Pete just to be, like a physical comfort for him, just be there in case he needed to talk or just to be a comforting presence. She wanted to go be with Natter. And she was going after people in her chat saying, it's not my responsibility to take care of Pete. What am I supposed to do? He's going to bed anyway. I want to spend time with my boyfriend. So let's watch the clip.
I'm not responsible for somebody else's mental health. I'm not.
Remember that you said that. I am not responsible for somebody else's mental health. Well, turnabout is fair play. If you're not responsible for somebody else's mental health, then if you're going through a hard time, if you're going through a sad time, then I guess that means Salah is not responsible for your mental health. Right? Fair is fair.
So for you to think that, that's ridiculous. I'm not responsible.
So remember that you said that, Foodie, about Pete's. You're not responsible for somebody. They're not responsible for you either. Florida Salt and Sass says $600 a week for a car rental where? Huh. $32 a day? Right? $600 a week? My big foot. More like $300 a week. She was just trying to scam whoever it is that wanted to help her to get a car. All right, so let's stop here. Dang, we're at an hour. I'm sorry. I didn't know the Twitter peeps were going to go that long. It's okay. It's because I haven't reacted in a couple of days. That's why. But we'll stop here and go on to her live stream. It's not that long, anyways, like 45 minutes, and we'll scoop past the things we need to. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's do this.
I know there's music, but they'll probably be demonetized. So thanks for taking us out. Yeah. Well, I have no life, so the Grinch.
Yeah, the Beezers were so happy. Like, thank goodness she's out of the house and she's doing something. They were so happy about that.
What is this? $1.97. 2-piece. Look at these. I think these are normal sizes. Oh no, it's plus. I kind of want sandals. These are nice, eh? These cherry ones. Whoops. I just hit the thing. These are cute.
And you can tell that this is a situation where Chantal is running low on money. She's at Walmart. Normally, when she's got money in pocket, she wants to do the shopping therapy. She wants to buy something. She just can't help herself. But she went to the Walmart and she didn't buy anything. She didn't even go to the food court and buy food, which is very odd for Chantal. Very odd. Very, 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 very odd.
It's so good for me. Should I get some mucklucks? Don't say I don't have no life. Thank you. Life is hard. Those are cute. What are these? 27, 12. Maybe a nice a shirt. Oh, here's the plus section.
You know what I call this? I call this distraction shopping. She's still in a mental, emotional, perhaps even party favor haze. Normally, when you go shopping, you have an idea of what you need, what you want, and you go to those sections, but she's just wandering around aimlessly. This is, I'm here. I'm really not here for anything important. I'm not here to really shop. I'm just here for no random reason.
Hello, Jacqueline. Oh, this is plus. Walmart is so clean. What is your Walmart dirty? $18 for a sweater. That's not bad, eh? Oh, look at this sweater. Oh, that's cozy. There's something I don't like about Walmart clothes.
Oh, what's wrong with them? I'm looking at the clothes. They look cozy to me. I love that gray sweater. I could rock the heck out of that gray sweater. That gray sweater plus some leggings and some boots. I'd be rocking that all day long. And a little beanie. Why not? It's fall, going into winter. Why not?
$30. I like this. Is this like a skirt dress? Medium. It says plus, you liars. Extra large. They lied. Let's see the snacks. Hello. I can't like Temu clothes. If you want a whatever that's called, microwave. Okay, let's start at the other end. Me, Nick. I know. Here's me. This is my future.
That poor scooter is screaming for its life.
My lovely future. We're on the long road. Probably going to say that I can't film in here at any minute. Man? I'm just looking at your Swiss cheese crackers. Check these out. These were my favorite. Yeah, they sell everything here. Maybe I need something for later. This is the baking shit. Yeah. This is the bacon stuff. They have pepperonis. Walmart employees looking at me like, why are you filming?
Chantal, why are you in the baking aisle? You don't cook. Why are you in the baking aisle, girl? You don't even have any dishes.
Back noodles. Well, if they kick me out, they kick me out. Don't show me another bottle of tahini again. For every bottle of tahini I see heartache. It's bullshit.
What's weird is that you're saying, don't show me another bottle of tahini. But to this day, you still eat food that probably reminds you of Natter with no problem.
Valentina. La Morena. They just mix like all the cultures in one. In one aisle. Corn syrup in a bottle. I just thought that going for a little drive would help, but should I get cereal? I don't eat in the morning. Oh, here's the condiments.
I have to ask a serious question of you, Foodie. Are you so low on money right now that you're going without food? Because you keep saying that you haven't eaten food all day and yet you're high. Are you trading food for chemicals? Because that's not good. That is not good when you're choosing chemicals over the food.
Where did I go down that aisle? I'm not backing up. You can't ask me to. Guys, how's the quality? Is the quality okay? Hello? I take it no. Is the quality fine? Hey, Spray? Get those slippers? I want to look at the home goods too. I don't know. By the way, my stuff came from Pennington's. Hit the like button, guys.
By the way, y'all, Sansa Cooks did a wonderful video today detailing the haul from Pennington's. Y'all want to know how much she spent at Pennington's? $500. And it was stuff she really didn't need. So please go check out Miss Sansa Cooks and her video today. But $500 on just nonsense. And now she's here at Walmart where she might be able to get essential items and she has no money.
The stuff came from Pennington's. So we have to get that after. So I don't know how to drive this thing.
By the way, Foodie, we saw you walking aplenty in Syria. And you over here using a scooter in Walmart. And we just saw you in Syria walking. You could walk just fine when you want to. So if you're using a scooter and you really don't need a scooter, you're taking a scooter potentially away from somebody who really does need to use it, that really can't walk. Rude.
I should rage bees. Tender flake. You guys. Fluff. I walk. No. I can't.
People in the chat are saying, get your butt up and walk. Walk around. Nastun says, get your butt up and walk.
Can't walk a lot, guys.
You walked in Syria. When Salah was around, you walked. So why can't you walk now?
You know this.
No, we don't know it. You were in Syria doing vlogs just fine.
Okay, let's check out the home goods stuff. Oh, this is not bad. Keurig. I'll come back to the candies and stuff later. Do I need anything for my hair? Personal care? I don't think so, because honestly, I just don't care. Especially since I'm, well, I do need deodorant, but again, I don't care if I stink. What do I give a shit? Ooh, are these Bonbells? Oh, they're Blistex.
So she's like, I don't care if I stink. And you wonder why men don't last too long around you. So a man has to be around in order for you to take care of your body and to have good hygiene. If there's no man around, let's just lay around for weeks and not brush our teeth and not take a shower. You're so odd to me, Foodie. You want love. You want affection. You want cuddling. Let's put the shoe on the other foot for a minute. Let's just say the situation were in reverse. And you were the man versus the woman. And you met a woman who did not bathe, did not brush their teeth, did not wash their clothes. They reek of body odor and sweat and grease. Would that turn you on? Would you want to kiss that woman? Would you want to cuddle with that woman? Probably not. Because bad body odor is very offensive. Can even make you nauseous and sick. So you want a man to love on you, and yet you're going to make it to where he can't even get within 5 feet of you without gagging. If you want a man to care for you, you got to care for yourself. You got to show that you care for yourself.
I miss Bonbell. Bonbell, I think you can get them at the dollar store.
Rosie says hygiene shouldn't be performative for a man. It's for you. Right. And I got to tell you, you're missing out, Foodie. You're really missing out not taking a hot shower. Anybody out there, you agree with me? You get a nice hot shower or a hot bubble bath or something. You get out of the shower, you feel clean, you feel good, you feel brand new. When you lay around and you're dirty, it just makes you feel that much worse. But you take a shower, maybe on the inside you may still feel bad, but the outside feels a little bit better. And yet she's not taking care of her body at all.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay. I'm not starting my Christmas shopping. These are cute. I love these like $50 million mugs.
They're only $13, Chantal. Look at the price, $12.99. You're like, $50 million mugs. They're $13, you cheapskate.
Mom loves Snoopy. That's my facial. I do have a million toothbrushes. Oh, there's people working.
Then why aren't you using your toothbrushes, girl? I hate to be mean, but I can tell you ain't been brushing your teeth. Okay, your teeth are looking kind of gray. Fix that.
And
I mean, I know that my dental health ain't the best, but I brush my teeth 2 times a day. I'm just saying.
look at these toys. Jurassic World. Oh, here's all the Christmas crap. Let's go have a look at it. I would honestly go probably Dollar Tree for this stuff because it's seasonal and gaudy. Oh, cool. What's this? Harry Potter.
We're not really doing like, I'm here for a reason. I've got essential items that I need to get. So let me just focus on the essential items. Where's this? Where's that? Where's the aisle that I need to go to? This is distraction shopping. She did this strictly for the Beezers because she knows how unhappy they are with just sitting at the house, getting high. They've been complaining. She doesn't want them to unsub from her. So she got out for them. But other than that, there's no purpose of being here. Maybe she thought that if she went to Walmart, they'd throw her some more money.
I just want to check the stuff for the house.
Why don't you go to the pet aisle? Go get some pet food. Where's the cat food? Where's the cat litter? Where are the cat toys? Go get a cat tree or something.
The battery's all nice and charged. What kind of Barbies they have these days? Stranger Things. I just want to come back and see what kind of Barbies they have these days. Rollback prices high. Oh, look, it's stuffy.
Why are you in that aisle? Why are you in the children's aisle?
They don't have like the super huge ones, like the llama. Imagine they had a llama.
There she goes. She's trying to call upon nostalgia. So we're doing scooter bees instead of a Walmart like she's done before. She's mentioned the long road. Now we're talking about the llama because she had a llama pillow back in Crackhead Olympics that she loved to lay on, and she laid on it dirty at the point where that poor thing, it started out white and it turned like a gray black. You're trying to use nostalgia as a way to keep people interested and to keep them watching. What was amusing before is not amusing now, Foodie. It's not working.
I'm seeing if there's any toys I used to play with. Dental set. That's the only.
You're 42 years old, ma'am. Why are you in the toy aisle? Why are you trying to call back to childhood now?
Here you go. You want me to go to the dentist?
Yep, there we go. Someone's got a good idea. Dawn says, go to the cat section, get some toys for the kitten. Yeah, and while you're there, pick up some food. And stop playing with your hair.
Get a squishmallow. Hello. Communauto? I have heard about it. Why do I need a car when I can have a scooter? I'm gonna steal it like the Fast and the Furious. That would be immoral. Amoral, eh?
Why should you have a car versus a scooter? Because you can't go everywhere on a scooter. You just can't go where you want to go on a scooter. And you're using a Walmart scooter and it dies on you. And the kind of scooter that you need will probably cost as much as a used car. So wouldn't it make more sense to get a car?
QBs. Biotin for my hair. I should, eh? Yeah, I need some. some biotin. That's $22. Christmas sheets are. Get a candle. These are cute. I just feel like, what's the point? There's nobody at my house. Who cares?
You should care. I mean, it's your space now. Make your personal space yours. Absolutely yours. You're living alone now. You can make your house nice and cozy and pleasant to where you're like, I actually like being here. I'm comfortable. My needs are taken care of. I like the way everything looks. Do it for you versus I got to have somebody else around as a reason to decorate the place. You know what, Chantal? Every person, you are the writer of your own prophecies. If you set your mind to something, right or wrong, then since you are the writer of the prophecy, you will also make it true, whatever it is. In your case, you have convinced yourself that being single is the worst, that there's no possible way that a single person can be happy alone. You set that in your mind. You set it in your mind long ago. And because it's in your mind, you are making it come true. You could change your mind and say, maybe I was wrong. Maybe there is a way to be happy alone. But you're not. You're still stuck on, I need a man to be happy. I need a man as a reason to decorate the house and feel important. Well, that man that you're focused on ain't coming back, and he ain't coming to you either. So leave it alone. I'm tired of this. I'm so sad. I can't go on. What's the point? Attitude. It's boring me. And it's irritating me.
I have no one to make happy.
Make yourself happy. You spend how much money on men and you'll never get that money back. Why not invest it in yourself? Why not? Shoot, this would be the perfect time. You don't have Salah around that you have to pay. You don't have Nader around that you have to pay. All your money can go to you. Why not? Why can't you be happy?
That's great. You need to make yourself happy?
Yeah.
Well, these things don't make me happy.
Well, what will? What will make you happy? If you go back to the Middle East, even if you could, would you be completely happy? No. You might be happy for a minute because Salah is around you, but then after about a week, the two of you are going to be fighting again, arguing again. He's going to be going out, avoiding you, because that's how things were then. And you've not changed. You're still the same sloppy, smelly mess that you were when you left. You're not changing right now. Why should he take you back? Why should he put up with you? He doesn't have to. Therefore, he's not. He had a choice. He made his choice. And you're just mad about the choice because it's not in your favor. Get over it.
At all. If I want to be happy, take me to Juice.
As opposed to take me to Salah. So you just want the cat? Chantal, when Julia was there, you didn't care for her. You didn't brush her, did nothing for that cat. Then all of a sudden she's important. Why? Why? Why is she important now when she wasn't then when you had her right there in your presence?
Make yourself and us happy. I guess, hey? You have to make yourself happy. All the cat stuff is here. All the cat toys. She has enough. She's so, oh, what's this?
And I think it's a really insensitive thing to say Take me to Juice. What about that kitten you just got? So you got this beautiful little fur ball in your house that needs your care, that's right there for you, and you want Julia? Well, Julia's off the table. And if you're so insensitive towards that kitten, you really shouldn't have it. If she means so little to you, you need to give her back.
She Christian, because then she can have the cat stalking. Isn't this cute?
Get some cat food. The cat food's right here. Look, look. There's the cat food. Cans of cat food. Go get it. I just got some today for Booger. Here's some cat food up here. You can get a whole box. That'll last a while. I'm sure if you go further down, there's a dry food down here. Pick some up while you're there.
It doesn't say the price. I don't want to get to the... We'll put it in here and check the price where we can. I don't want to get it to Proper Love is.
Look, there's a dry cat food right there. And I bet up here, there's the cat litter. Fill up that basket full of cat stuff.
Oh, there's another person.
Up, there's the cat food. Big bag.
Where's those little... I'm looking for those little machines. Where did I come from? I came in this way or what? I don't even know where I am. Oh, I found one. What cheese? Doesn't even say it all. Hold on. Well, let's see the... I don't really want junk food.
Wow. She's like, I really don't want junk food. That's something we've never heard her say.
These are bad for cats, though, eh? The candles.
You know, it's also bad for cats, Chantal, not giving them cat food. I know I'm harping on that, but don't act concerned about cats now. You're over there feeding that kitten nothing but treats. If you really care about her, give her some food.
Bugs. Ugh. So, hey, Star. Hi, everybody. Whatever. Christmas blanket for $7. Yeah, just
That scooter sounds terrible. Like it is straining.
ooh, yeah, numb and just these light up. I do need a mirror. I do need a mirror. Mirror in Ellie and Dell at all. You don't want to be on the cloud couch? I'm gonna have to like move my ass every day if I don't want to be super depressed. Oh, my battery's dead.
Oh, there we go. 20 minutes on the scooter and the battery died on her in the middle of the store. So what does Foodie do? She just leaves the scooter behind and all this stuff in it, including the cat toys. She just leaves it where it's at.
I'm not even kidding.
Up, that battery's dead. When she first started, she had like 3 or 4 bars. It's already dead. Confirmed. She's not 350 pounds. She's well over 350. That battery died with her on it.
Well, guys, how come it's dead? Oh no. Let's go wheel to another one. Come on. This is bullshit.
No, it's not BS. You know how much you weigh, or you got an idea and you're wearing out the scooter and you're mad at it. You're the one that's 200 pounds over the weight limit. So aren't you Beezers glad that you guys didn't contribute $3,500 for a scooter? Because that would have been $3,500 wasted. Absolutely wasted. She would have gotten a cheap scooter and this would have happened to it.
I don't even remember where the entrance is. Oh, there's a McDonald's here. Did I even come here?
Sorry about the beeping, y'all. That poor scooter is screaming for help.
You could walk to another one at least. It was literally just working. No, it's because I want to return it. That's
Strawberries and Cream says, do you think heavier weights drains the battery faster? Yeah. Because when Chantal was in the Middle East and she was on the off-road vehicle, that poor thing barely moved. And I'm sure it had a much bigger, tougher motor.
They're ableist. They are.
So she gets off the scooter. She disappears for a while. And she reappears here. Let's get.
I just left all this stuff.
So she just left the scooter with all the stuff in the middle of an aisle. Didn't even bother to take the items that she had in the cart with her and pay for them. Just left everything there.
Thank you. Thanks, Tracy. Jamie, now. Brush holder. I decided against getting the stuff. I got her some toys and whatever about the mirror. Been doing my makeup without a mirror for a long time. Not about to start now.
She's saying she doesn't have a mirror, but she's got an apartment. Most apartments have a bathroom mirror.
Hey, Tula. Who needs to be blocked? Yeah, I'm in the food area. I don't know what to get.
I'm just sad. Thank you.
Chantal, stop with the sad fishing. It's getting old. This is obvious sad fishing. I'm sad. I'm heartbroken. Compensate me for having a broken heart, for living by myself. Everybody pay me because I'm sad. Nobody should pay you for being sad. And if you're sad, talk to someone. Call a hotline. Call a friend, a family member. Work it out a little bit. But don't get online and think that people are going to compensate you for having a negative emotion. We all have them. We all go through it. But we don't ask people to pay us because we got a few tears in our eyes.
Should I eat something? It's because being at the mall reminds me of like being in Kuwait at the mall.
Oh, shut up. Being at the mall reminds me of the mall in Kuwait when you barely went to the mall in Kuwait. And you complained about it the entire time. It wasn't your most favorite place. You hated the elevators. You hated the stairs. You hated walking around. Salah had to sit there and basically promise food to you so you would go. Anytime you went out, he had to promise some sort of food reward so you get off your butt and do something.
Who says I'm better off? Okay, they have A&W, shawarma, Tokyo Grill, some other place for pizza.
Chantal, I'm going to ask another question. Were you at the food court hoping that one of your feedies would send you money so you could eat? Because you're literally just sitting there waiting for something. You specifically went to the food court. Like you were hoping a feedie would send you money since you were there so you could order something and maybe you could eat food for free. Is that what was going on? It kind of feels like it. I'm sitting here. Hello, feedies. I'm at the McDonald's. I'm at the food court. Somebody send me some money so I can eat today because I don't have much money for food. I got to save all my money for the edibles. By the way, y'all, those Conor McGregor edibles that she eats, 35, 40 bucks a bag. You want to know where her money's going? I bet you a lot has been spent on that too. So she does have money for food. It's just that she's not spending it on food. She's spending it on other things, and that is her choice, and that is her problem. But if she comes online and says, I'm hungry and I don't have any money, nobody feels sorry for her. No one. She's choosing to spend money on edibles and party favors rather than essential items. No sympathy. Hold on. Hey, where'd you go? Come back here. Netta Robinson says she's acting like an ungrateful teenage girl being taken out shopping by her mom. Yep, absolutely. Very ungrateful. Very. Like, this is the worst thing in the world. I took an Uber to the mall and I shopped at Walmart. And life is so horrible. Shut up, Chantal. Shut up.
Or maybe I should wait till I get home. I don't want to have to, on the public transit. Don't get so warm. That'll make you emotional.
Girl, you're sitting there at the food court crying for what? What are you crying over? A guy who didn't love you. A guy that you paid to be your companion. A guy that was obviously interested in other women. He was texting other women. He was talking to other women on his phone. That's what you're crying over. Is there no part of your brain that's clicking on about now saying, what is the matter with you? Take your right hand and your left hand and slap yourself, because this is stupid. Where is the part of yourself that just can step in and go, this is dumb. You're acting dumb. You need to wake up and get yourself together.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. I have a candle burner.
And this person, Ageless Beauty, says, maybe you could go stay with your mom for a few days. Oh, no, she can't. Mom don't want nothing to do with her like that. Mom knows the best way to deal with Foodie is from a distance. Because if you get up close with her, she'll lie to you. She will try to manipulate you. She wants money. She always wants money. She will get mad if she asks for money and does not get it. Foodie is a destructive force in people's lives. And the people that have been around her know that. And that's why they keep their distance now. There is a reason why she is all alone. That despite the fact that she was in the Middle East for 3 years, her coming back this time ain't not a single person helping her. A, because they can't. B, because they don't want to. They don't want her coming in and destroying and disrupting their lives. They have to think about their own self-preservation and sanity. And she would destroy both. Chantal, you can sit there and mope and feel sad and pout in the mall all you want. It's over. He ain't coming back. He don't want you back. Stop calling him. Stop texting him. Leave him alone. He's with his family. He's trying to let you down easy. He's trying to let silence do the talking. He's trying to tell you without saying the words, we're done. Move on. Go on about your business. I'll go on about my business. Let's just leave things alone. Let's just be peaceful about this. It doesn't have to be a fight. We don't have to say ugly words to each other. Just carry on. Problem is, he doesn't understand you and how you are. The fact that you don't carry on, you don't move on, you're stuck in the past. And any guy that you get fixated on, you don't let go of. That's the part that he's not really getting. I think he's kind of getting it now. I think you probably sent him a bunch of text messages and voicemails and all that, and he's not replying, but he's getting a hint that you're a little bit on the crazy side. And that might lead to him throwing away the entire phone, changing out that SIM card, changing his number because he can't deal with you. And the more you keep pressing that button, the more you're going to fire him up to get rid of that phone entirely. And then what you going to do? When you pick up the phone one day and you dial that number, and then you hear, "We're sorry. The number that you're trying to reach is no longer in service. Please check your number and dial again." What are you going to do when you hear that message? You're going to be all kinds of freaked out because the control will be over. Over. No more connection point, no more contact, no more control. Are you going to flip out then? Probably. And by the way, Chantal, somebody in the chat is bringing up something important. XP says if he's full on ignoring you, you need to unmod him ASAP. Good point. So Chantal, if any mention of Salah is making you upset, why have him as a mod? Because if he's a mod and you see him in chat, wouldn't that be painful? I think it would be. If any mention of him or him being around is going to mess you up internally, why not just unmod him so that you don't see him, he doesn't see you, just let go.
My hair is dry. Stay strong. I love you. Thank you. I love you guys too. I appreciate it.
I don't feel sympathy for you because you had to know 3 years ago when this whole thing started that this day would come. That at some point you had to let go. And you could have prepared yourself well ahead of time, and you did not. You could have prepared yourself mentally, emotionally, financially. You didn't because you were too busy playing house with that man and living in your little fantasy world. Well, that bubble popped, didn't it?
A wig shop? No thanks. What am I? Widow's Peak? What am I? Thank you. I don't know how I wanted to come back. To what? To what?
Well, let's think about this, Foodie. You said, I had to come back to what? What was your life before you met Salah? You were in the Canadian villa with Pete's and the cats, doing what you wanted to do. It was kind of the same thing. So how is it different now, except that you don't have the Canadian villa with Pete's and the cats? Your life was not that fulfilling for you in the Middle East. You were just better distracted. But it came at a cost. Your money went down, interest went down, and you're always banking on the fact that, oh, I'm Foodie Beauty and I can come back to Canada anytime I want. When I get there, people are going to be so happy to see me. They'll throw money at me. Well, you guessed wrong. You really called that one all the way wrong, didn't you? Because you chose to go to the Middle East. You made that choice, and you chose to keep going back to be with Salah when you shouldn't have been. You wanted to live that life. You lived it. But now you can't live it anymore. And you're pouty. Somebody call the Waaa-ambulance. We got a patient. And you're at the Waá-Mart. You should have gotten a lot of cheese to go with your wine. There's a whole lot of wine. You didn't get any cheese to go with it. And it's pathetic to watch you sit there and cry and whine this way over a man that never loved you.
At least his family there cared about me.
You know what? Your family in Canada, they cared about you too. And I think it's very insensitive and rude to say that. Oh, his family cared about me. They didn't like you. You were never family. You were an unwanted presence. You were troublesome. You were burdensome. You stressed him out. And you don't think they knew about that? I'm sure they knew. And I'm sure the only reason why they didn't say anything to you is because Salah explained to them, she's here because she's giving me money. So just walk quietly around her. And they did. But they never liked you. And they never loved you. And I'm sure they were celebrating the moment your big butt was on the plane. Probably celebrating for a week. And now that you're out of there, I'm sure they're also in his ears saying, don't let her back here. We don't want her back. They don't want you there. You don't belong around Salah and his family. You have a family. And if you had any kind of sense in your head, you would start to repair things with your family. And you can start with getting on your own 2 feet and not being a problem. Don't be such a burden and only using your family to get what you want. They're done with that. The bank of mom and dad is long closed. And the bank of Pete's is long closed. No more withdrawals. You're an adult. Get it together. Be that person that you're not just taking, you're giving. You actually give back. And then when you give something, you don't expect something back. And it's not all transactional. That's how you behaved over the last 10 years, Foodie. Everything is transactional. If I do something nice, then I should be rewarded with something from you. Otherwise, it's not worth it. That is not true generosity. That is not a good heart. You're always in hustler mode, always looking to hustle somebody, even your family. You don't think they know that about you? They do. Yeah, intrusive thought says, what about your family? Yeah, what about your family? You're only saying that because they're not giving you money. But even if they gave you money, it wouldn't be enough, Chantal. You go back to them again and again and again asking for money. You get a little bit of money, wait a week, then ask again. Get a little bit of money, ask again. You blow through all your money and then you expect other people to compensate you for being a freaking idiot.
A better life doing what?
Figure it out. Figure it out.
How is this better?
How is this better? You weren't happy there. You're not happy in Canada. Where will you be happy? Chantal, you weren't happy in Canada. Then you went to Kuwait. You weren't happy there either. Then you went to Syria. You weren't happy there either. Then you went to Cuba, to Thailand. Neither one of those locations made you happy. You weren't happy having a lot of money. You're not happy being broke. Where exactly is your happy place? You're not happy being alone. You're not happy if there are people around you. You weren't happy with Salah's family being around you, even though they were nice to you. But if you're by yourself, you're spinning in your head. So where is your happy place? Alone, not happy. With people, not happy. Pets, not happy. Without pets, not happy. Traveling, not happy. Sitting still, not happy. You don't know what happy is because you don't want to know. Not because you've never had the opportunity to find it.
It takes 1 month for every year to come together. Thank you. Should I get food?
You know, I don't know if Pete's is going to visit Chantal next week, but I hope that if Pete does visit her in that week, that he just takes inventory. And if he sees her being high as balls, living the same way that she did when they lived together, that he makes the right choice and says, nope, nope. Nah, I'm not getting sucked into this whirlpool ever again. Nope.
No, I mean, Salah and I are divorced.
Okay. Remember what I said before, y'all, about when I did that live stream when I was mad? That there are people in Chantal's audience that she's hurt. Obviously, Chantal is hurt. She's going through hurt. She's experienced hurt. But there are people in her audience who've also experienced hurt. And when they see Foodie hurting, maybe in a certain situation, that it kind of resonates with them and maybe calls them back to hurt that they've experienced. Here's an example right here. Carefree just sent a $50 super chat saying 27 years married, gone in the blink of an eye. I was where you are with grief of losing someone. Believe me, it does get better in time. Love you. Here's the difference though, Carefree. You were truly, honestly married. What was going on with Chantal and Salah was not a real marriage. It was a paid arrangement. It was a contract. She paid him for companionship. It was never real. I'm sure you and your husband were really connected, really did love each other, walked down the aisle. That was not the case here. Never was it. I'm sure you didn't pay your husband for his love. He gave it for free. And it sounds like you've lost your husband. Perhaps your husband has passed away. If that is the case, I am sorry for your loss. But you were really married. What was going on with Chantal and Salah was a real marriage. And I hope at some point Salah tells us that. But you, as a woman, you are feeling sympathy towards another woman's pain. That points to you have a caring heart. Chantal does not. She really, really doesn't. I understand going through pain and you see your pain in somebody else and it kind of resonates with you. But this is a different situation here.
Thank you, care for you. Appreciate it. I'm sorry for your loss. A Pete's party? A Pete's party? I had a real toilet there. It was just different.
You know, we're going to end it here. And I'm going to say this, Chantal, if you want to be miserable, if you convince yourself that being alone is miserable, then you are the writer of your own prophecy and also the fulfiller. You will fulfill what you say is the truth. If you think being single is the worst thing ever, you're going to make it the worst thing ever. But you always got a choice, and you're making your choice. And you're projecting that energy. And I'm sure at some point your beezers are going to get tired of that energy. They're going to get real tired, real tired of this bull crap. And they're going to say, it's time to do something. There's no sense in focusing on him this way. And with that, I'm out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.